Hello guys, it's me again now. I've just been thinking, I bought some potato waffles and on the packet it says that I can put them in the toaster. If you can believe it or not. Ways to cook: oven, grill, pan fry, air fry, or toast from frozen. So I think it would be rude not to give this a try. Dog's interested in frozen waffles. Put that out the way. I sorted out the recording problem on my phone, so it should be alright. So first we'll plug in, like we did with the bread. I'll put the waffle in. I'll put the waffle in the other side as well. This will be an ultimate test really, because it does say technically I can toast them from frozen, so that's what I intend to do. I wonder what will happen. It might take some time because obviously they're frozen, but I'm not sure. I mean, I would think it would work. It should do, because it says toast from frozen. So I've got my Tommy K ready. Literally just got to wait for these to toast and I'll hopefully have a nice lunch. As I said in my video yesterday when I made some toast, it is pretty quick. So this will be a real test to see if it can actually defrost some waffles. I mean, I think it will. Let's hope it does. You can probably keep your cup warm on top. Make a cup of tea and put it on there. Probably not the safest of things to do, but hopefully it doesn't short out or something. Should be alright. I don't know how long it's going to take. And normally when I did waffles in the electric toaster in the kitchen, I literally had to put them down once on number 4 and then they popped up and then I put them down again. So this might take about 4 minutes, 2 minutes aside, I reckon. Yeah, I honestly didn't think I'd find something like this at the boot sale. Well, it's crisping on one side. Turn that one over. Good thing is it sort of slides down when you go to eject the toast, you see. Yeah, they don't make them like this anymore. There's probably a good reason for it. I mean, most normal people that would have one of these wouldn't put your finger in where the elements are, but health and safety these days says that you have to. I mean, I get that, because obviously kids could put their finger in there, but then likely so they could put their finger in a normal toaster. The only difference is the elements are more buried inside, whereas with this it exposes the whole element. Come on, toaster. The dogs are looking at me. They want some toast, waffles. I think I did have a 1920s American waffle maker actually once, and that was quite a rare thing. I couldn't actually use it because it was 110 volts, because it was an American thing, but that was from the 1920s, and that was sort of pretty primitive really. I mean, I probably could have found a way to make it work, which would have been good. I'm just trying to see if this is going to work. I mean, it's cool, yeah, it's defrosted alright. I guess it's going to take a little bit longer than what I thought. This is, as far as I'm concerned, this is like the ultimate test for this toaster, because if it can do potato waffles from frozen, it's sure to do bread all the time. I can hear it hissing. I guess that's the water coming off. I think it's the original flex on there, and I've added a period plug. It just had a normal-ish plug on it, but I thought I'll try and put an original sort of plug on it that would have been on it when it was new, although I expect when it was new it probably had a bloody 2-pin plug on it, I would think, which makes it even more dangerous if you was to touch the casing. Because the way I've wired it is that the casing is earthed, so if something happens and I touch the casing, I won't actually get a shock. It'll go straight to earth before it hits me, so that's good. But I suspect when it was new it didn't have an earth. These sort of things never did. I mean, it's crazy really when you think about it. Turn it over, it slides into place. Turn the other one over. Yeah, careful as possible. I reckon another couple of minutes or so and it'll be done. Phew, yeah, there's definitely some heat coming off of there. I wore my gloves up on there, but I think they catch fire. But yeah, obviously one of the other problems with something like this is there's no switch to turn it off automatically, so it's going to keep going and going and going until it causes a bloody fire, because I should think the toast would probably catch fire eventually. So I do understand why they don't make them like this anymore. I mean, it's a shame because it's a really clever design when you think about it. It's very basic, but it's functional. It's not designed to be bells and whistles and everything, is it? It's just designed to toast the toast, which it seems to do quite well. But unfortunately with like things like this, you have to keep an eye on it, otherwise you'll burn something. Turning the waffles over, turning the waffles over. Oh, automatic ejection, guys. Automatic ejection. So yeah, that's why they probably don't make this style anymore. Anyone could realise that, really. But yeah, it's pretty nice. I mean, if I had a nice old house, an old vintage kitchen, I'd probably use it. And if anyone says, oh, you're not supposed to use that anymore, it's my house, I'll do what I like. Yes, they are Bakelite plugs on the wall. They're still functional, they're still to British standard. This toaster might not be to British standard, but all the plugs in this house are. I've got, 3-pin plugs here and there. It's all been rewired and that. It's all safe, it's all to British standard. I've got RCDs to protect me, circuit breakers. I've got all the necessary precautions in place for something like this experiment to take place. Imagine if you didn't. Oh, my waffle's falling apart. My waffle's falling apart. I think I better just leave it for a minute, I think. I get fidgety around things. I like to see what I can do and look at them, and just to keep looking and looking, and then it don't cook the toast because I'm not looking. But at the same time, I don't want to leave it too long that it burns it. I guess you could almost fry an egg on top. Have a nice big water kettle. That'd be safe, wouldn't it? I think not. But yeah, it definitely is a fire hazard, I would think. It's not going to be the toaster that I use regularly. This is just for experimental purposes. And I'm going to put it in my display cupboard eventually. I just want to cook my waffles first. Yeah, it's a slightly different result to how they normally go in the toaster. Because normally they don't start going brown like this all of a sudden. But it's working. You can't say it's not working. I can't turn it down. It's one heat setting only, and that's full on or off. I can smell it now. It smells quite nice. Oh, Christ knows where I'd find a new element if it ever goes wrong. Probably wouldn't bother, because I'm only really getting it up and running to show you guys. So this is how they used to cook toast years ago. I mean, it's a very simple design. It's literally just steel plates just meshed together, just bolted and crimped into place. I mean, it must have been very cheap to make. It's not fancy at all, really, when you think about it. It's just bent steel plates into different sizes, and they're all just sort of clipped in to get. Oh, we've got smoke now. A bit more that side, a bit more that side. I reckon, I've had a feeling why the top element isn't as many turns as the bottom element of the wire around the thing. I reckon it's because the heat rises and it compensates so that the top doesn't have to have as many windings on it. I don't know if anyone disagrees or whatever, just tell me why or whatever. Well, I would say I'm seconds away now. I could probably get 2 bloody waffles in there. Yeah. Eddie, oh, he's looking for the potato waffle that I have hasn't worked out where it's gone. Right, I would say it's enough now, so I'm going to turn it off. That's the vintage MK plug, legendary plug in the world of Bakelite. Probably one of the best plugs around. I'll hear no different from that. Automatic ejection systems in place. 1 waffle, 2 waffle. Yeah, it's passed the waffle test. Well, almost. I've yet to experience what this waffle tastes like. So we're into about 12 minutes now, so that ain't too bad. Let's try it. Hot. Very hot. But it's definitely cooked. Yeah, it tastes alright. It don't taste that good. But that's not the fault of the toaster, that's the fault of me. Because the other day I accidentally turned the freezer off, so I had a feeling it might have slightly defrosted. I'm hoping I don't get ill from it. Although that does taste a bit not very nice. So I'll just give it a try. Dog might have it. But that's not the fault of the toaster. That's my stupidity accidentally turning the freezer off. But I think it might be alright because there was still a bit of ice in it the day after. And it has been quite cold. Or perhaps these waffles ain't meant to taste that great. I don't know. I can't remember the brand of the waffles I had before. But yeah, as for cooking it, it's not icy in the middle at all. And here's our other experiment. How quick can one of these dogs get the waffle? Ready? Gone. Now, unfortunately, poor Eddie there's a bit slow. You know, just take it gently. But Roly, this black one on the other hand, look. Gets its first time every time. I'll try a bit now. Is it approved? Has the toaster approved? I have a feeling the toaster has passed. It's passed the toasting test. And it's passed the dog test. Right, pour. Hups. Oop, good boy. Right. That's it, I've finished my waffles now. Thank you very, very much for watching this incredibly boring video about potato waffles in a vintage toaster. But people do like to see these things, so there you are. Thank you very much for watching, and see y'all later.